Hello, welcome to another episode of Understand Nation. If you've been feeling cramped and lonely in your self-isolation, staying at home, hopefully you got, myself, Nick, and Aura to keep you company for the next hour or so. You can join us on Discord, have fun with us there. So.
As tired as Jihoon may sound right now.
Yes. So, this week has had a lot of releases. An insane amount of releases.
Right.
And, for the most part, for myself anyways, I loved, liked or loved the majority of them. I think there was only a couple that was
right.
lukewarm too. So, but otherwise, you had a lot of high quality releases this week. And even for the ones that disappointed me, I know there's a lot of people out there that would have loved it. So, get caught up.
Get caught up.
So,
yeah.
Yes, if you've been slacking, just go ahead and get caught up. So, guys, this first one, who wants to bring it in?
All right.
Eeny, meeny, miny, I pick myself, I guess.
Fair enough.
So, Bandit. Bandit's been not slowing down. So they just had a release 2 months ago, back in February.
Right.
And here they are back again with Children.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Children has taken it to another different realm as well. And I'm loving it. This is R&B, contemporary R&B, and man, Nick, why don't you go ahead and take us more into the song?
I mean, it's such a. I mean, okay, the song starts out with those synths, and it just starts. It creates such a vibe because those synths aren't just like R&B should. Those synths aren't exactly like full-on chords, right? They have some dissonance to them,
Right.
It's when you play notes that are not normally in the scale, so it sounds like they're clashing a bit. That's what we call that dissonance. So there's some dissonance in the chords, and I love that because when they come in with their voices, they take the chords and they push them all the way back.
Okay.
And then they push their voices much farther forward, which also creates a dissonance. Especially in R&B, where R&B you're usually supposed to sing at only a slightly higher volume,
Right.
because the chords are such an important part of R&B.
And so for the listener, that has the effect of just kind of really kind of pulling you in with their vocals. Oh man. Which, by the way, these vocals from Bandit, coming from the release last year, and then the release from 2 months ago, I wasn't expecting these type of vocals from the man. I thought they executed these vocals very well for this type of song.
It seems almost criminal that their music isn't more well known because their vocals, their music, it's so
Their choreography too, their dance abilities is good too.
right.
Yeah.
I know that for this music video they went with a more animation style rather than the typical music video, but they did release a dance practice video a few days after it was released.
Yeah.
Oh, it's criminal that I missed it.
Wait, you missed it?
Yeah,
dude.
Well, because again, I was getting
that.
I was keeping up with everything else that was releasing, so I'm like.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. But no, it's really the dance for this was really well done as well.
What do you want to watch it now?
And this is this is a song that recently, I've been putting on when I'm going to bed. Because it's such a soothing song.
Yeah.
Even though it's got a more upbeat tempo.
Yes.
Their voices do a great job of balancing that, so it doesn't just the beat doesn't just take the song away.
Yeah, because their vocals are very silky smooth in this song in particular. Compared to the previous songs, you've never really shown off this kind of silkiness with their vocals.
Right.
Because especially with their last release, it was a lot more harsher, harder. Because I was just it called for that type of style.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And can we talk a little bit about that ending? That ending was amazing.
Oh,
Just fading the instruments out and letting the voices do all the work.
Yes.
Because usually voices without music behind them can feel bland.
Yes.
It can feel like very
Empty.
flat. But it didn't, because you still had that beat put that momentum all forward. And then they let their voices just take the momentum and take it all the way down.
right. And something else that might kind of lead into that feeling of silky smoothness, because this is I feel like this choice of music video is very, very stereotypical of ballads. You usually see ballad songs with this type of music video, but this is almost like a ballad and mixed with rap.
Which you're not that far off, because R&B does derive from soul and funk and whatnot, as well as especially contemporary R&B is very much infused with hip hop as well. So they do come together to kind of create exactly what you're talking about. And a big part of soul is it's a lot like it shares a lot of those characters with the ballads to begin with.
Yeah.
So when you're taking all those aspects and putting them together into R&B, it totally makes sense.
Yeah, and I think by doing it this way, it leads to that whole amazing ending with the vocals that Nick mentioned a bit earlier.
It did feel like a wonderful, for me it felt like a wonderful journey throughout the song.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it matched up with the MV so well.
Yes.
Because on the in the MV they're going on a journey.
Oh yeah. Yes, and they captured very well too that kind of, especially with the way the music video starts from the beginning, right? It shows this adult on the bus or on the train. They're kind of feeling like that kind of emptiness, I guess, in life, right? Especially when you get to that part in your adult life, and then kind of want to kind of go back to that point in time when you're a child, and you've got that sense of wonder with the world, or your surroundings. You really did capture that very well, and especially you guys recall there was that one scene where there was like an actual like a hole right in the body, and then you saw it fill up. Especially when what I'm assuming the other character, the other person that's coming in, looks to be the mother, right? And they kind of go on to that journey again together.
Also, one thing I want to bring up that you guys may or may not have noticed, inside of the description, they credited like literally everyone that had a hand in this project.
Yeah, I did see that. It was a long description.
Even like people that normally don't get any credit, like marketing managers, advertising promotion directors, financial management, all of that gets credit in this, and that's insane.
It's so amazing, because the like without marketing or without the finance, you're going to need a finance team to figure out, okay, how much is allocated towards this, how much is allocated towards this, or marketing is like, how are we going to put the word out there about this group? How, like, they get overlooked, and from a business standpoint, that's very much appreciated. These are the unsung heroes of a business.
I mean, especially like even for myself, right? Because as in coming from an aircraft mechanic background, when you think of planes, who gets all the glory, right? Pilots.
Right.
Nobody thinks about the ground crew members or any of the other support agencies that makes those planes fly. So like that's why for me, because of my experience in that field, I always think of those people behind the scenes who do make these kind of things happen. Especially like when we talk about like over these past however many episodes that we've done, where we talk about not just the artists, right, that you see on screen. We talk about like the sound engineers. We talk about the composers. We talk about all the people that come together to make these music videos happen. Right. And I absolutely love seeing this. Just like how you just brought up. Like yes, that is absolutely wonderful.
And especially in this detail. So, like for example, inside their publicity promotion, they have like who did the hair and makeup, or who's doing the hair and makeup for their publicity. stuff, and they even have the assistants' names in there.
Nice.
And they have the company, like whatever company's doing it in there, or whatever hair salon or whatever is doing it. And that level of detail, I mean, you have to ask literally everyone for their name. You have to ask if they even want credit.
Right. Exactly. So there could be even more people who don't want their name in it, and won't ever be known. But,
because there are quite literally, and it might seem weird to some of you that people don't want credit for something like this, but there are some people that just don't want to be known like that.
Right.
There are some people that just want to live a lot simpler life, just doing hair, just doing makeup, or something along those lines, and at a simpler level.
And sometimes too, the additional publicity can actually become a burden, because you just reminded me of, like, with Michelin stars, right, for restaurants. Certain restaurants have actually requested to have the Michelin stars taken away because they couldn't handle the additional influx of restaurant patrons. They're like, well, this is way too many people. We can't handle this and maintain our quality. So that could also be a factor as well.
Right.
So I feel like with this song, right, through and through, it really is an uplifting experience. Like, especially now that we got to talking about, like, the credits, right, who they're crediting everybody. It really does make it add that much more of a good feeling to the song. Like, this is a great song.
And then
through and through.
And then when Ji-hoon finally watches the dance, the dance is so smooth. It really shows off the girls' skills that they've really polished, and it's such a shame that they're not more well known, because the vocals are amazing, the rapping is amazing, they are amazing dancers, and they had showcased strong dance abilities too from their second release, because it was a dance performance video, and that was like a month after they had debuted. And I remember, like, when we covered it on our in one of our episodes, where it's like wow, this is just a debut group, like they're already, like, showing off this level. There's just so much more to be excited about with this group. I love it. And it really is a shame that they're not getting that much more attention. So
I mean, they definitely are doing extremely well for how long they've been debuted.
Just over a year now.
And so, as far as that, I think Children in itself as an MV is a bit lower than... It's definitely lower than average.
Yeah.
Because if you look at Dumb, or you look at, Cool, or any of those MVs, they definitely had a lot more views than this.
Right.
But I think also this flew under the radar because it's a pre-release single rather than actually, like, a mini album or anything.
Right.
I mean, you also have to look at it. Some people might even be turned away because it doesn't show the girls' faces throughout the music video. Right. It's an animation music video. But and some people are definitely turned away because they think it might be cartoonish, it might be childish.
Right. But especially with the title "Children" and seeing the cartoon. Yeah.
Exactly. But for me, I feel like doing an animation allows a little bit more of an artistic freedom that you can't get with real people. So for those who have not watched it, go watch it, because
give it a chance.
There is so much more possibilities to tell a story that you can't tell using people, and that can only be done through the animation. And the animation team, the artists, have done a great job. As well, along with the rest of the team that we currently know and don't know.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're looking for an uplifting experience, this is it. Yeah. So this will definitely fulfill that. So, are we ready to move it on to our next piece, which is a double header? Unless you guys had any more thing to tack in.
I think I'm good.
I think we're good.
Okay, so our boys, H&D. Oh man, they released 2 music videos this week.
Yeah.
First one was Soul, and then more recently, Good Night.
Alright.
So let's take it away, Nick, with Soul.
So, Soul is very much, I guess, what I expected from an H&D comeback, you know?
Right.
You know, I mean, we saw them on PDX.
Mm-hmm.
And so we knew exactly what they were capable of.
Right.
I will say one thing that really caught me off guard was the drop being that heavily like overtuned synthesizer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because this is more, I guess, like funky house for the genre, so it's more dance.
It also definitely gave me Itzy vibes. 100%.
Because of that drop.
Because of the drop.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the drop is so all over the place,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's very much what like Itzy's known for. So that's kind of where my brain made the connection. But and it's also very similar to something like JYP would produce.
I mean, from the song itself and the video itself as well, it feels like, at least for this one, it feels like it's going to the like more stereotypical power, like mature, like male, or stronger male image kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which, going into like the whole grand scheme of things, right? We with Unfamiliar, it was a ballad.
Mm-hmm.
And you have this, and then with their other music video that they released, which was more kind of a uplifting,
Right.
good time feel song. What they're showcasing various. They're showcasing their versatility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
I will say Dohyun's rap was cheesy. It was really cheesy.
Because I really love how in Unfamiliar, right? You know, he kind of did that kind of sing rap, that low key sing rap, which melded very well into the music, because his deliveries, his rap deliveries are extremely on point.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's just that this song couldn't really fully capitalize on that.
Well, yeah, and I mean the trap breakdown after the kind of R&B funk beat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think pretty much everyone could read that a mile away.
Yeah.
That was going to happen.
Which, you know, this type of song, it's more of a dance type of song anyway. So it's something you hear in a club.
Yeah.
So it's not really supposed to be something that to be kind of like, you know, really thoroughly listened to and analyze like the way we do, like the way we like to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still got a good vibe to it.
I mean,
you know, it's definitely something that you could kind of chill to.
Yeah.
Or not chill to, but like, you know, groove to.
Yeah. So going back to the cheesy thing that Nick mentioned earlier, was it because of the lines or was it because of the delivery? Like, because
a lot of it was the music.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, the trap breakdown has been done a billion times.
Yeah.
I mean, I could name 1,000 groups that have done it by themselves.
Yeah. Well, the only reason why, like, I'm asking why it was cheesy is because, like, Dohyun's personality can be kind of cheesy as well. Like,
I mean, don't get me wrong. The lines were kind of cheesy.
Yeah. And I don't know what the lines were, so and since you both know Korean 10, maybe 1,000,000 times better than I do, I don't understand a lick of it. Maybe other than 안녕하세요, 사랑해, 형, 누나.
I mean, it's they're cheesy lines.
Okay.
I mean, it's a kind of not. I can't think of a better way to put it other than like it's the kind of throwaway lines you'd hear from every other song.
Okay.
Yep. No, you're pretty right. That it might sound a bit harsh, but you're pretty right.
So and don't get me wrong, I still like the song.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good song to kind of jam out to.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna sugarcoat things and try to lie and say it's like it's the most avant-garde song out there. Like, oh my god, the creativity and
right.
It's like so highbrow. Like,
I mean, another thing that this song also reminded me a little bit about was Flash from X1. It had some vibes to it.
Because Flash was a feature funk song,
Right.
So they have that funk cross influence. Well, yeah. So don't get me wrong. All right, don't get us wrong. It's still a good song.
Right.
Check it out. Just don't expect something super original.
Yeah, I mean, be prepared for the cheesiness.
Yeah.
And
you know what? Sometimes we all like a little cheese. So.
I mean, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. There are in my playlist. There's a bunch of cheesy songs.
Absolutely.
So I mean,
you're listening to a podcast where we have the three of us, especially with these two, doing cheesy transitions as many times as they want. Okay. And I'll do the cheesy title from time to time as well.
So, speaking of cheesy transitions, are we ready to say goodnight to this song and talk about the next?
Sure.
If you haven't figured it out, the next song is called Goodnight. Also by H&D.
Dad jokes by G-Hoon.
Take it away, Nick.
all right. Well, good. As the title, as the title would expect, as the title would get you to expect, it's very much a slow song. It's very much a toned down song that you do want to hear, like as you're winding down for the night.
But don't take that as meaning boring either. It's not a slow tempo song.
Definitely
like a super slow tempo song.
Right.
It's kind of like something that kind of gets you feeling like happy before going to bed, like getting yourself ready for a nice, happy, restful sleep.
It almost it's so from the song itself and the music video, it very much feels like one of those songs that you want to listen to when you're having a sleepover with your friends.
Or if you live in a dorm, the dorm life can be pretty
great,
pretty fun. So
yeah, it definitely could be. I mean, there's nothing super like intriguing about the song musically. It's really the vibe that it's really the way they like use their voices.
The way they use their voices, but also the way they the way their voices interact with each other throughout the song.
Right. It's all vocal work to really make this sound good. I mean,
right.
the musicality, the background track, the synthesizers, it's okay. I mean, it's a song.
Yep.
But to create that kind of vibe and that momentum, it's really gonna take a lot of work vocally to do that.
Yeah, and I think that's where the song really comes alive, is because we've seen their relationship, right, between these two on PDX 101. And with their debut song with Unfamiliar, we saw like how close their hearts were in that song. And with this one, this song, with the way they deliver their vocals, but also with the images portrayed in the music video, it really does portray like that closeness of these two.
Right. It like at least I don't know if it was just me or if you guys felt the same way, but the vocals, they contrasted but very much melded together so well. It's very similar to Unfamiliar.
The way they complement each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas with the earlier one that they released, Soul, it very much felt it was more uniform, where it was more on the same kind of level, even though that it wasn't clashing, but it wasn't. It harmonized well in Soul, whereas this one for Goodnight, it clashed but harmonized in a way.
It allowed you to see more of their individual flavor.
Exactly.
Between both vocalists.
Exactly. That
I would say. Yeah.
And then visually, you also saw the two different sides of their personalities as well.
Which, by the way, I really love this music video. It was super. It was just super fun to watch.
Yeah, you definitely saw a brotherly vibe to it. You know.
Yeah.
You saw Do-yeon. Obviously, Do-yeon is the younger between the two, and you saw him being immature. You saw him being young.
Playing pranks.
Yeah, and Hangyo was babysitting him.
Yeah. So, and you know, Hangyo being annoyed, but still in a loving way.
Oh yeah.
So, and you also saw like how they clashed in flavors. Their personalities clashed.
Yeah, because Do-yeon was drinking the coffee, Hangyo was drinking the milk.
Mm-hmm.
And like Do-yeon swaps the coffee for the milk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really was fun to watch. Like so if you got, you guys know me, right? A lot of times when the song is really good, I'll tend to forget that there's a music video in front of me. It's just kind of keeping my eyes occupied while I'm listening to the song. Mm-hmm. This one, like the music video was definitely like just calling up for my attention, just like watch me. There's just so much fun things going on with this.
And you just needed that fun, especially in a time like this. It's so nice to see
something lighthearted.
So something that calls back to, for us, it'd be something back to our childhood, especially or people who have close siblings or close cousins or friends that they consider siblings. Having that close relationship.
Or can you recall that far back?
Yeah. On Dynasty. So for me, I didn't have any siblings growing up, but I did live in a dorm for a while, and like in a dorm, and because like every dorm is different. Like our dorm, we had quite a few like of these fun rules, where it's like, hey, when you walk down the hallway and the door is open, anybody can walk in. It doesn't matter if you know the person, right? Open door means like come on in, bring some soda, bring some snacks, whatever, and make some new friends. Like it was just that fun, and those the antics that we would pull with pranks and whatnot.
Right.
It reminded me a lot of that too for myself.
Yeah. So I mean, I have two half brothers.
Mm-hmm.
One never lived with me, but the closest one in age is 11 years older than me.
Oh wow.
So never really like had that experience. He moved out when I was like 4 or 5 years old.
Okay.
So I've never really had that experience, and maybe that's why I don't connect super well to this song, because I've never lived in a dorm, anything like that. So maybe that's where my connection is the problem.
It could be, because for me, I do have a sibling, and I do have really close friends that I've grown up with that I treat as siblings.
Well, yeah, because the emperor had so many wives and children. I mean, like, how do you keep track of 100 siblings?
Right.
Dude, don't do that while I'm drinking.
That makes it
I was just spat soda everywhere. Oh no. Okay.
He's gonna ruin his equipment thanks to you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to buy a new microphone at this rate. Oh, that was good. I give you props for that one.
And in a way, Nick, you could also think of like that video as like us, with all of our dumb fun, that we have.
Yeah.
Like
that's true.
If we live together, if the three of us live together, that's exactly what it'd be like.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd definitely be Do-hyun.
I unfortunately would be the Hangyo.
Yep, you and me both would be the Do-hyun to Aura.
You see,
drive him mad.
You see, I feel like Hangyo would be in the better situation because he only has one Do-hyun. I'd end up having two. Okay, I'd have these two.
So, now that you have your mind primed for that, give it another listen, Nick. And like I think you'd have a better chance at connecting with the song more.
Hopefully.
I hate you guys. But people who haven't watched either of these, go watch them. Like, watch the contrast and enjoy the contrast, because it shows the versatility of this duo, and also shows like that bond that they've developed throughout developed throughout Produce, even probably maybe before they went on Produce, because they were both trainees and whatnot, despite the age difference.
Yeah, so if you want something kind of get you grooving and getting off your butt, H&D is Soul. And if you want something to kind of be more happier and uplifting and really goes well with Bandit's Children, then Good Night is another good song for you as well.
Yep.
So
we about ready to move on?
Our next doubleheader.
We have another doubleheader.
Ooh, yeah.
This is HATFELT with Satellite and Sweet Sensation.
So we've been looking forward to this too for a long time. Yeah,
we have. I remember we talked about it. Like when we met up last week. Yeah, we were both really excited for it.
So, which one do you want to talk about first? Satellite or Sweet Sensation?
Let's talk about Satellite.
Okay. I really loved Satellite. I mean, I had it on repeat. Like, I watched it like 7 times in a row, I think. I lost track.
Wait.
I had it on repeat for the rest of the week.
Wait, so you're saying that you watched this 7 times, but you didn't have the chance to watch Bandit's Children dance?
That's the reason why. So Satellite, again, kind of in the R&B realm, and especially with that rap break from Ash Island. Which, by the way, if you're not familiar with Ash Island, he's a rapper. He was a high school rapper too. Formerly known as Cloud. That was his former stage name.
Oh, okay.
So, but this song, for me, I would say I would put her on the same put this song on the same playlist as IU and Bull4. It's kind of got the same kind of a dreamy feel to it as like Bull4, especially from a few years prior, and IU as well from one of her older albums.
It's so interesting that you mentioned that it's got that dreamy vibe, because it almost invokes that feeling of nostalgia, even though it was just released. That feeling of nostalgia that comes along with this song, it kind of takes you back, and then with the imagery helping with the music video, it takes you back to a time where where you want to go into space, or even takes you back
as a dreamer.
Exactly.
When you're younger and you're a dreamer.
You dream to go to space. You dream of doing something more. You want to be maybe a police officer. Alright, police officer, like fireman.
Like when you're trying to achieve some kind of far off dream.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then doing what you can to pretend that you're in that realm, or even that sense of. Okay, so I got a little sense of E.T. from watching this.
Well, I mean, yeah, because it had a lot of space. In
and
it,
with the whole bicycle as well,
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
It definitely invokes nostalgia on that part for me, despite me never watching E.T.
So I will say, originally, like when the song started on first listen, I thought I wasn't gonna like this song.
Oh, really?
Because I heard the bass and I was like, this is gonna be mixed horribly.
Well, so the first thing I thought of when I heard that bass though was I Use Above the Time. When the bass, or when was a horn that was kind of started up at the beginning.
Okay. Right.
So it kind of brought that from me.
I mean, I have a little bit of like PTSD from Nugu groups.
True.
Which, because usually in the world of Nugu, when you like start out with a really overpowering bass, you're like, oh no, this is gonna be a train wreck. Because it usually is.
Oh yeah, now that you brought up Nugu, just wanted to mention too, like HATFELT, she's not a Nugu artist per se because she's a former member of the Wonder Girls, one of the top second gen girl groups. So, yeah, she should be a well known artist. So,
yep, it's just my PTSD.
Yeah, I totally get it now. And for me, I actually did love the song from like the first like 45 seconds of it. I'm like, man, this is gonna be an awesome trip. But then when I looked at the title again and saw that it featured Ash Island, I'm like, oh no, I think I'm gonna be dreading, when he comes in. It's like, how's this gonna work out? And then I was actually very pleasantly surprised because when at the part where he came in, it didn't feel out of place. It changed up the pace a bit, but I actually really liked his rap delivery. So.
Okay, so I guess for me, I didn't go in with any expectations, like good or bad. I just came in like, I'm gonna listen to a HATFELT song, and I pleasantly liked it throughout. I didn't worry about the whole beat drop. I didn't worry about like Ash Island or nothing like that. I thought, I'm just gonna listen to it and see how I feel about it, and I pleasantly enjoyed the whole nostalgia feeling that it came with. It's honestly a feel good song.
A feel good, dreamy song. Because like I also got to thinking of like Wolf Wars Starlight. It was from 2017. Because Starlight did kind of have like that dreamy feel, but it was much more slower tempo and more kind of romantic, right? Whereas this is less on like the romance and more about, the romance of dreaming, right? Dreaming for what it is that you're trying to achieve, and that kind of uplifting feel of like being your satellite, right? It's that support.
Oh, now now the title makes sense now that you said that.
Yeah. So, Nick, the musical accompaniment. The instrumentation, it wasn't like super complex with the instrumentation, but the subtleties. I feel like it was like those small subtleties that kind of help carry the music through, especially paired with your vocals. I don't know. Was there anything else with that musical accompaniment that just kind of help promote that dreamy feeling or experiential feeling?
That feeling is created by having it creates okay. Remember how I talked about dissonance earlier?
Yeah.
So when you don't have dissonance, right? The music can go one of two ways. Okay. When you don't have dissonance, the music can feel really flat. It feels like it's not moving, like it's not doing anything. But that can also create a feeling of euphoria, a feeling of like this feeling.
Right.
This is the non-dissonance really in here has been used a lot to create or has been used a lot by American producers.
Yes.
This is very much like, it's not American inspired because pretty much every like music genre has this, but in a sense, like there's a lot of American artists that I can name that have done this. A really well-known one is Katy Perry.
Yes.
She has done something very similar to this.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the song. That's been so long.
But the thing is, it can create this feeling of euphoria having no dissonance, and then you take that and you run a very, very big contrast against it.
Okay.
And that's what makes the song feel so full without it feeling flat.
Yeah, in fact, because I want to say like probably like in around like 2009 through like 2013 or so, 2012 in American music, like that was a big thing with American pop, right? Was during that time frame.
It was. So because if anyone goes and listens to just the instrumental in this song, the song's gonna feel completely flat. It's gonna feel like it's not moving, it's not going anywhere, it's not doing anything.
But that's where her vocals come in.
But her vocals create enough of a contrast to give it, or to make it feel like it's going somewhere, make it feel like it's doing something.
Right.
And so that's what you're thinking about in the little things. Is the little things are generated by her voice.
Oh man, it's so great, and especially with the way that framework provided by that musical accompaniment.
Yeah, especially her vocal timbre here.
Yes,
because her vocal timbre here, she's not using a lot of breath in her voice, and instead she's projecting it forward. But also because her natural pitch very much matches the it very much matches the key of the song. It makes it feel like her voice is floating.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay, and then that with that feeling of floatiness is also like, I guess, further kind of promotes that whole ambiance of the song.
Yeah.
Because this is a really atmospheric song. And by the way, this music video was so cute. And I don't mean like in a cutesy, like, you know, like lots of pink and girly stuff. No, like just, you know, kind of a lot of the same way of like kind of like how IU and Ji Young does it too in both our music videos, where it's what they do, and like their actions and their interactions with the set and the props.
Right.
You know, especially like where they had especially at the where Ash Allen comes in with the rap, and they're doing like the kind of that stop motion animation with that little alien figure.
Right.
I loved all of that. Like I thought it was great.
Another thing they did really well here is keeping that soundstage that open and wide.
Right.
Because when they introduced that bass, right, it closed the soundstage really hard. Like, it made it a very constricted soundstage. Then they introduced her voice, or the drums and her voice. And then they introduced the synths. And the synths is what's really doing all the work here. Because when you take those synths and you add them and you make them kind of an ethereal sound, I guess, that's what opens it all up. And then the chorus hits. And then it feels like that. GOT7 had a song, we'll put it on screen somewhere, but GOT7 had a song that did the exact same thing. And it's a technique that's really hard to create, or like it's an effect that's really hard to create, but with a good amount of technique, you can do it. So really well done to the producer here. So,
Aura, was there anything else like with the video that you thought like kind of really kind of helped promote like this whole all this feeling that we've been talking about, the etherealness, that openness?
Lighting, to be honest, like the choice of having everything in a dark room and letting the lighting come from I mean, I don't know if they used other lighting in the background, but using the lighting from the lights that they put into the scene itself, using the lights to kind of how some kids use old Christmas lights or whatever to represent stars or whatever.
Because, and you know, another thing too that I kind of felt with this video, right? I kind of feel like there's kind of like this overarching theme as well, where it's like, like it was shot in this small room, right? But they're not letting themselves get constrained by that. It felt like, you know, it was a lot more open than what it was,
right?
Even though it was shot in that one scene, just that one room, and kind of you can kind of take that as like a metaphor for life, right? You know, yeah, you could be in a small place right now, but don't let that constrain you.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
So, man, we really got deep into this song.
Let's go with the other one right now.
Yeah. Wow. You know, again, so Speed Sensation released later on in the week.
Very similar to how H&D released their song a little bit later as well.
Yep. And this song features another artist, a female vocalist named Soul. I'm not familiar with her, so it's actually my first exposure to her. So, guys, who wants to take it away with this one?
I can.
All right, cool.
So this song is. I don't feel like it's dreamy, but it's kind of like hope-filled kind of thing. It kind of instills the hope, and it's definitely a song that is needed right now among everything.
Yeah, especially with the way that video opens up too, because like it's a room filled with trash.
Exactly.
It's a very much lived-in place,
Mm-hmm.
and at some point like you see like where she starts to get kind of put herself together and then start cleaning up the trash. And
exactly.
Yeah.
And with how this song is, it's we're all going through stuff, and sometimes especially if we don't like doing chores, like I can count so many people I know, myself included, they're and these two included too, where chores aren't the funnest thing. They're absolutely, or to some people it could be, but to most people it's not. But the way she does it, it's, even though it may suck for you, even though things might suck, you got to make the most of it. You honestly, it looks like she takes her chores, and you see her how she's doing it, makes it look like, okay, that kind of looks fun. I kind of want to do it how she's doing, like cleaning her home, how she's
dancing around.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
So, with the with the way the music is, Nick, how does that kind of help with this? I don't know. Yeah. Where are we getting this sweet sensation from with this music?
So, to be honest, the musical accompaniment here is doing pretty much a lot of that work.
With the tempo and the instrumentation.
Yeah. So it's a little backwards here because her voice is what she's saying,
Mm-hmm.
right, is actually setting the mood.
Okay.
And then the musical accompaniment is carrying.
It was carrying through. Wow. Yeah. So it is like the opposite of Satellite. Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's why I think these songs are great to be released together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because they're just polar opposites.
Right. Because like in Satellite, it's kind of like we're gonna establish the ambiance for you. Let you kind of get eased into it. Whereas like Sweet Sensation, like here it all is.
Yep.
And
so that's definitely what's carrying this kind of vibe all the way through. Is she's already set the precedent, and the music is carrying that through with its momentum.
Right.
One thing to take note of with Sweet Sensation is they open up the soundstage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just like Satellite did. Except they didn't constrict it beforehand, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the key thing here, right, is Satellite was open, but it didn't seem like it was free, right? They hadn't set the instrumental to just go, right?
Mm-hmm.
Go wherever it
Mm-hmm.
wanted. In this song, because there was no constriction beforehand, there was no set precedent.
Right.
It feels a lot more like the music can just go wherever it wants.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like the music is the lead, and her vocals are kind of following along.
Yeah, because it definitely felt more of a like the song definitely felt more like a kind of like a pushing kind of ride.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of just pushing you through.
Right.
And going with the video, right? So the way it definitely looked like a place that's been lived in for a long time, where she never left the house. So I mean, kind of take that as like a commentary on what's going on in the world today, and where she kind of like gets herself together, like I'm not gonna let this hold me down. Start cleaning up the whole place, her whole house,
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, the scene's shifting to her DJing at a club.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which we definitely should not be doing right now, at least here in America.
But
that could also be an allusion to
or anywhere in the world,
Yeah.
to be honest.
But that could also be more of an allusion to how she's feeling in herself.
I mean,
where she's kind of having a party with herself, you know?
Right. Or it's, picking herself up so when she can finally DJ after everything happens.
Yep.
And
or like or even I could take it as like celebrating, celebrating getting herself together and cleaning up the place and just getting her life together. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can see all that. So my only real complaint with this song is that after the first time I watched it, I looked at the title and like, featuring Soul. Wait, what? Where did she come in? So I had to go back and listen to it again because her vocal timbre is fairly similar, and when you listen closely, you can hear her in the ad libs, and you can hear her again. Like she actually comes in at the bridge. Mm-hmm. That's all. That's all Soul, and then from past the bridge, it's both HATFELT and Soul towards the end of the song. I'm like, oh, and that's why it was focusing so much on that girl towards the end of the music video, because that's Soul. I was wondering that too. Like the first time I was watching, I was wondering that too. Like, who's this girl? Like, why are they why is she featuring so prominently next to HATFELT towards the end?
Yeah.
Yep.
So. That's kind of. I feel bad for her, but.
Yeah, no, I feel bad too. Yeah, I just don't want to realize it afterwards.
Yeah, I definitely want to check out more, more music that Soul has done as well.
Right. I tried searching for her. I couldn't. Well, I mean, I didn't do a deep search, but like on the first two searches, I couldn't really find anything on her. So if you find something, let me know.
I mean, she might be a new artist too.
I'll use my Nugu circle to see if anyone knows her.
But yeah,
I'm honestly loving these dual releases.
Double headers.
Mainly because I love seeing the contrast in how these MVs are being projected. It reminds me of how Twice did theirs with the whole happy and breakthrough. I really enjoyed how it showed the contrast, but also showed the same vocal flair and talent of the girls, and seeing H&D and HATFELT do the same thing, but in their own kind of style, where with H&D it showed their different personalities, or with HATFELT it's how the song is kind of presented. With Satellite, it was vocals kind of carrying the song, whereas with Sweet Sensation it was the background music, or the musical accompaniment. That was what was carrying the song. Seeing the whole differences is really amazing.
Yeah, for today too, it's a great strategy, because like traditionally, right, companies and the artist, if the artist has that kind of input with their company, they have to put a lot of thought into, like, okay, so on this comeback, what kind of image are we trying to promote on this comeback, right? And they go with that one image.
Right.
Whereas here now, like, we don't have to restrict ourselves to just that one, like, because especially with artists, you want to show off like all of your different sides to you. That you're not just one dimensional. You want to show off everything you can. So this is a great strategy, and especially for H&D, because they just released Unfamiliar not that long ago.
Yeah.
And then now they do a double release. With those 3 releases from their debut and this double release from this week, they're showing off all these different various sides of them. So I love that. So, are we ready to move on to our music video of the week?
No.
I'm not either. I'm not, because I'm struggling.
I am.
Oh.
All right, take it away, Nick.
I had it picked from pretty much the first MV I watched this week.
Go for it.
My MV of the week is Bandit's Children.
It's not a bad pick at all.
It is a great pick.
Yeah. So, Laura, you got yours?
No. You got yours?
So, like Nick, right? I thought that I was gonna have a pick for the week with Nick. He did pick Children for the week. For me, I was thinking the same thing up until Satellite.
So he's using Nick as a scapegoat. Gotcha.
Well, no, it's just that when HATFELT came up, with Satellite, I was like, wow, I really love this, and I'm like, but I also really love children. But then Satellite, so kind of going between the two, like Satellite just for me just barely edges it.
Alright.
So, all right, what you got, Or?
I'm gonna have to go with H&D's Good Night.
Nice. I mean, that was another really good one too. It came close for me, but
Right.
yeah. I mean, there's no wrong picks at all with this lineup.
And there's so many others that
very
were released this week that we didn't get to talk about, like Solar's release, April's release.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah. So
GOT7 had one too.
Stray Kids. So go watch them. Go watch them all. You won't regret it.
I'll put it in the description. I'll put the links in the description.
Yeah.
So
all
right.
Quick shots with Nick.
All right. So, this is gonna hurt. Girls Alert. If you don't know them, I'm not surprised. They are a nougat group.
Right.
Their agency has apparently went under.
Well, they're not doing well. They're not going under. They're just not doing well in this current situation.
I think they're actually going under.
No, I think they're going under.
Yeah.
So, and has announced the termination of the members' contracts due to the situation currently in the world.
Which, at first glance, it may sound like a bad thing, but hear them out.
So, Roots Entertainment has clarified the status of Girls Alert, and a source has stated Girls Alert is not disbanding. The group's album production was delayed due to the current situation. We couldn't force the members to keep waiting, so we terminated their contracts. We made this choice in order to allow the members to promote freely. According to the same source, Jisung, Sobi, and Gusel will be staying with Girls Alert and continue promotions as usual, except for album production, obviously. Sabiel has signed with another agency and will be making a new start.
Yep.
Sabiel also then posted on their official fan cafe apologizing to Weathers, which is their fandom, and hoping that Weathers will still support her unconditionally.
Yeah, and the company's intention with terminating the contract, they didn't want to take the girls down with them.
Right.
So, yes, it sucks that the company's going under, but it's great that they did that. So that, I mean, like, honestly, like you think of other companies, like some really
bad companies,
not so great companies, yeah, who wouldn't even care.
Right, because for those who don't know about contracts, like even if a company goes under, and if the contracts are still like active, there's nothing that the girls can do or the guys can do, depending on the group. If the company goes under and the contracts aren't terminated, it puts the artist in limbo where they could possibly not sign with a new agency until that contract is over. So by terminating the contract, it allows more freedom for them to possibly find a new agency. And that is something that not all agencies will do.
Yeah.
Yep. And I mean, Girls Alert as a group has, I mean, they've been debuted for a while. They debuted in 2017. But that being said, it's not like they're a well-established group with a lot of time and that they're older or anything. They're still pretty young, so they, throwing them into another group is definitely an option.
Right.
So I don't have any doubt that they'll get picked up. I have a little bit of doubt that they'll get picked up as Girls Alert, as normally that companies aren't for that.
Right.
I mean, there definitely are rare chances where it can happen.
Yeah, it's not a guaranteed that it won't happen, but there's a higher probability that they'll get picked up individually. I mean, we've already seen Sapio is at a different company already.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
who knows?
They're not under contract, so there's nothing saying they have to be.
Right.
They have to be Girls Alert.
Yeah.
But
So that is that. I'm gonna throw it over to Aura.
All right, so this is news that is close to our hearts, and also because Nick traded him.
here's that knife. There's Aura twisting it.
Cho Sang-yeon, he, as you know, he was part of X1. He was part of our produce draft where he was one of Nick's initial choices, but got traded out. I won't say for who, but you know.
No, you can say for who. Go ahead. You've already started it.
But Cho Sang-yeon has, at least his company has announced that he is having a planned solo comeback during the summer. Hopefully, you know, I'm hoping it's going to be released fairly soon and not later, thanks to the whole situation. I hope the whole situation clears up more so he can get more recognition during these times. But you know, Ji-hoon and I are gonna support him fully. Not sure about Nick.
Nick might be burned.
I want to note that Aura had 2 picks and didn't pick him up.
You know.
That's what I thought.
But
all right.
I
Anyway,
but here, my defense is I didn't drop him.
you didn't pick him up
Yeah.
either.
Nobody did. None of us did. So.
But you know, jokes aside, we do fully support him. And hope that whatever he releases is gonna be amazing. And we also can't wait to actually talk about it when he releases it.
Absolutely. So, Nick, on to our next 2 pieces.
Yeah. All right. So, very interesting that this is happening at this time. Silgi and Irene from Red Velvet are going to be debuting as, wait for it, Red Velvet's first ever unit group. So their first ever subunit.
Since they debuted in 2014.
Since Red Velvet has debuted, they've never had a subunit. And this marks the first Red Velvet subunit.
Alright.
Wow. Yeah.
They are preparing. They're at the time. Now they're preparing for their first album. And they said the release date will be revealed once it is finalized.
Because they got a year left on their contract.
Yeah. They.
I mean,
yep. And
they
I
could
think
renew it, you know.
I mean,
I mean, more than likely they'll renew.
I mean,
but there's always that 7-year curse.
especially with them being as big as they are, one of the top,
Yeah.
Yep.
one of the top acts of K-pop girl groups. So
Yeah. And they're seriously huge in Korea as
Right.
well.
Oh yeah, and internationally.
Yeah.
So, what's that last one, Nick?
All right. So, if you watched our video last week, you would know that Beyond Live, SM Entertainment and Naver is working together to make a virtual concert platform that is called Beyond Live. So I guess SM has revealed the full lineup for Beyond Live and their first, I guess, what do you call it? I guess the first week of concerts. Or the first 4 concerts. Obviously, like we talked about before, Super M is going to be headlining the first ever concert. You can buy those tickets now. After that, WayV. If you don't know who WayV is, they are I believe the 4th subunit of NCT.
Wait, NCT has 4 subunits?
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
there's NCT Dream, NCT 127, NCT U, and WayV.
Yeah. They're huge.
WayV is basically focused on promotions in China, though. They do some Korean stuff, but I'm pretty sure their main focus is in China. Correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, Wavy will be going next, and then after that is NCT Dream, and then last but not least, followed up by NCT 127. So that is the starting lineup for Beyond Live. Beyond Live has also dropped a teaser, and so definitely go check that out if it's something you might be interested in, because it is live concerts.
Yep.
And yeah.
Man, this has been a full episode. It's been a full
yes,
week.
Yes, it has.
And there's gonna be so many more releases soon.
I know. I'm looking forward to next week so much. So
I'm looking forward to the next 2 weeks. Like,
oh yeah, because Natty will also be having hers. Like, what was it? May. So
May 7th.
First week of May.
Yep.
Natty will be coming in May. There's so many coming in May, but Fanatics
is coming soon.
Fanatics, yo.
Finally.
Well, okay,
those
so
teaser images.
So they'll probably already be released by the time this episode is released. So whatever we just said, it just doesn't matter.
But yeah, so there's a lot of things coming up for next month, and so definitely really excited. You guys think it's about time to wrap up the video though?
Yes, please.
All right. This has been IELTS Nation. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Click that bell icon if you want to know when we post in the future. Also, we have a Discord. Make sure you go check that out. I know Jihyun mentioned that in the beginning. Seriously, it's where we interact with everyone. You can literally talk to us whenever you want. We have a Twitter. Make sure you go follow that. We post there pretty frequently, as well as all of our episodes. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next video.
Bye.
Bye.